Today we will be discussing reporting. We'll be discussing how to create a report, how to export a report, and how to graph one. So first of all, let's go into reporting, into reports here, and select Report Center. What we can see here are all of our favorited reports. So we can tell that by the star that has been completely colored in gray. To create a new favorite report, we just select Add. And here we can see all of our options to create this report. So we want to go through type of data. It's always going to be sensor data. Then we select our daily or hourly QTR or raw data. We can also select the date range. We can decide how many days that we would like to have a look at, month to date, last month, or we can create a custom date range. So I'm just going to go ahead and select last month. We can find sensors if we wanted to search for specific sensors. And once we do that, we can just select these whatever sensors by clicking on that, and they will go on the right hand side, and we can tell that these ones are the ones that will be going into our report. We can change the unit of measurement on this report, and that will not change the well site display. Next, we can go into here and we can preview our graph that we've just created. So I've got a couple of sites selected, and with the sensors here, I can just click on there and look at one at a time, or I can look at a couple at a time, deciding on what I would like to do. I can also change the date range, and if I select a different site, I can have a look in regards to the site. It has to have those sensors correlated with it, or there will be no information showing up. So we've got this one here. So I'm just going to close that out. Now what we can do is we can decide on how we would like to have it exported into our Excel file. So here we can include the totals, yes or no, how many files that we would like, one or many, and we can decide whether we want a side-by-side format or not. We can export this just to have a preview and make sure that the reporting is exactly what we were looking for. Next, we can go into Save, and we can decide whether we want to have this report for company-wide or just specifically for yourself as the user. So I'm going to go ahead and select company-wide, and I'm going to create a test name. So I'm going to call this Test 987. And I'm going to select this as a favorite report, and I'm going to select Save. So once this says report successfully saved, I'm going to close this up. And once the report is in here, we can go back into the Report Center, and we can see here, Test 987. And now that this is a favorite report that we've got, we can view the graph here like what we had looked at before. We can also export it from this screen. We can edit this report, and we can delete this report if we no longer need it. Close this up, and so in the well site display itself, we can look at this graphing. If we click on that, we can see here the Test 987. So that wouldn't just be for one report. We can use that for multiple locations here. So Test 987. And we can export that as well just by clicking on that screen. Next, we can go into our data exports. Here we have some preloaded reporting that has already been done. We can change that up by selecting our start date, deciding if we want to use all of the locations that we have selected, or deciding on if we want column totals or not, and easily decide if we want, let's say, the daily QTR report, and that will automatically download for us, and we can have a look at that based on the information that we've just given. We can create custom reporting for you. That would be something that you would need to discuss with your customer service representative. So if that is something that you would like, please do go ahead and ask them. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful day.